Great work as always, guys. We're going to be going into game number 4. We're here at the Intel Extreme Masters. Are you having fun?
They're having a lot of fun today, Tasteless. More than all the other days put together, I would say. Now, guys, the countdown has begun.
Yes.
Get on Twitter and hashtag IEM. We want to get this trending right now. Go there. I just made a tweet. Retweet it. Hashtag IEM. Do your thing and let the whole world see what an awesome tournament this has been so far. They need to tune in because VortiX, he might be on a comeback trail, man. He's done it before.
He absolutely could do it. We're in game now. Introducing the players, losing that last game, but up 2. Make some noise for MVP. And in the upper right, is he on the way to a comeback? We're going to see soon. Give it up for VortiX.
I'm so excited to see, can VortiX come back? Going down 0-2, if you come back 3-0 against MVP, you're a special guy. You know what? He's already a special guy, but he's even more special then.
Absolutely, Artosis.
Top tier of special, just right up there with you, Tasteless.
At IEM, everybody's special, Artosis. Excuse me. So, the depot goes down here. It is a one-on-one map. I don't think we're going to see any kind of cheese, but that's just something to keep in mind. One-on-one maps are the best for cheese because you already know the guy's starting location.
And MVP has to be feeling pretty confident, I think. You know, the first 2 games were kind of routes. That last game, MVP did pretty well, but at the end of the day, you know, he just had such a Thor-based army out in the middle of nowhere that it was kind of a loss. I think that he's like, oh, whoops, yeah, okay, you got me. But that's not something that MVP can't prevent.
Well, we're going to have the drone sent down here to become a hatchery pretty soon. And first he wants a scout because, like I said, it's a one-on-one map. Cheese is very strong here. He wants to make sure that you know, there's not going to be any extra surprises in here. But of course, we all know that in fact that is not coming.
You know, I love that he drone scouts over and over because if he didn't, we'd be seeing a lot more proxy raxes. But he doesn't really have to contend with that so much. It's going to be very rare that anyone in this tournament does that to him.
Well, you know, and you can see MVP's adapted. MVP has not once done an all-in or a cheese here.
Yeah.
He basically looked at the games and said, all right, well, this guy is somebody who values intel. Sometimes we see players who scout later, and we could say they value economics and consistency. But VortiX definitely early game values intel a lot.
That's right. And in fact, his scouting's so good. I just watched him dance a drone over and over at that natural to make sure he saw the command center. So he really wants to know exactly what's going on. Look at this very quick double gas coming up. Not uncommon, though. I'm sure he'll go right up into that reactored Hellion, as always. But will he go for Banshees with Cloak?
I think he will. We'll see, though. I don't think we normally see MVP when he goes Banshees against Zerg not get Cloak. We do have some Terrans that do that, like Supernova. But I'm under the impression that MVP probably going to go for Cloak. MVP's so good with Harass here.
Well, Cloak can be very annoying for the Zerg player, you know, especially if they get a later layer.
The good way to think about it, guys, is if they get Cloak, they have to do more damage. But if they get Cloak, there's a potential to do more damage. But let's say the Banshee gets shot down right at the start, then you're in so much trouble. Yeah,
it's an expensive upgrade. And, you know, if you're going for this new mech style that we're seeing a lot in TVZ, you just kind of get Cloak no matter what because you make Banshees kind of all game. You know, you want 4 or 5 of them out there to be able to pick things off and deal a lot of damage to anything on the ground.
All right, as you can see here, he's going to start pushing the creep. And in the meantime, making a bunch of drones here. The orbital is on the way. And, you know, on Cloud Kingdom, this third base can be a little bit tough to hold. It's one of the harder third bases. You know, excuse me. On a lot of these maps, it's the 4th base that's tricky.
Yeah.
On a map like this, it is the 3rd because you can actually come in from the entrance here and go down and hit it, or you can come in from this entrance, hit it, and you can even come in from behind. So you got to be careful.
That's right. Well, we do have a starport immediately on the way, and in fact, he's going to throw down that tech lab. So definitely a Banshee, probably with Cloak. If you look at how much gas he actually has banked at this point, it makes sense for him to get Cloak here. In the meantime, we do have VortiX doing basically the same thing he's been doing the whole time with 4 Queens. And you know, he's got to be careful. He's got to get that speed out and make sure the Hellions don't deal too much damage to the Queens, because if they do, he might lose that third hatch. It's far away.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Banshees will be popping out here pretty soon once he lands his tech lab here. And it's interesting to see that this is probably the new standard TVZ build. The old one was, of course, getting the 3 barracks and making siege tanks. A lot of times you see players switch out of that from here.
Well, you know, it gives you a lot of tech and it gives you a lot of potential for damage. It's just up to you to make the Zerg do some mistakes that let you in.
All right, here comes the Hellions now. Also note the creep pretty far away here, so it's tough to defend. Now, is he going to get a forced cancel? Is this going to be like one of these games where that we've seen before, where VortiX is just denied the third base? I mean, he has come back. He can do it, but I'm curious to see if this is going to be one of those games.
Well, it looks like he's definitely not going to cancel this. Moving a couple queens out. He's got to be careful, though. If we have some more Hellions come up here, it's going to be very difficult to keep those 2 queens alive. Hellions running around just slightly, seeing if they can maybe find a way in, but no, the queens have in fact already gone back. Very quick and swift move by VortiX.
And the Hellions now just taking out the creep tumors. You know, honestly, this attack didn't do anywhere near as much damage as MVP would have wanted it to. Well, you notice VortiX never has drones at his third base until he's absolutely sure it's safe.
Yeah, it's a good choice. We do have the Banshee coming in. Oh, he's got to be careful though. Cloak is not quite yet done. Taking a lot of unnecessary damage there, and already we have an Overseer on the way. So a little bit sloppy, but we do have Hellions in the natural, and they are going after the drones. Speedlings coming in, trying to help clean this up. But MVP with some stellar micro.
Yeah, he's hitting these drones pretty hard, taking out a lot right now. He's got up to 9 workers killed, make that 10, and I think we're gonna have a few more in here. He's gonna close out with the number 11 for kills, but you know what? That's almost not enough. That was a lot of Hellions he lost there.
It was. Killing 11 drones, though, it's a start, and he still has Cloak Banshee, so we'll see if he can get something done with that. Now the Overseer's coming over, the Cloak Banshee going to the third base, and it looks like with 3 queens there, obviously those Banshees are going to have to run. MVP's harassment looks like it's almost over for now.
Yeah. So right now I'd say VortiX did a fantastic job holding that. And we have a bunch of links now coming down here as well. You know, it's really common for the Terran to take a third base here while doing that harass, but these links are going to deny that. They're going to have to turn around, or this orbital's going to lift right away.
Well, this is a nice link harassment. Even getting rid of these mules is very helpful, considering that he did have to lose some drones himself. Now we do have the Spire on the way, and MVP, as predicted, is going for bio this game.
Yeah, really nice stuff here. So we're going to see that classic bio push. I was about to say he needs to attach that to the tech lab, but he beat me to it. Now, when you get a lot of Hellions like this, you kill some drones, that's great, but don't forget you also have less siege tanks, because the Hellions and tanks come from the same source, the factory. So that is something to keep in mind. You know, he is going to have less siege tanks for the Banelings, and that might be one thing going for VortiX.
Yeah, that is true, Tasteless. That's actually a really good point, because we saw before that his style was just so involved in Mutalisk, Zergling, speed Baneling attacks, and he's going to be able to get that going.
And as you can see now, MVP did get full control of the third here. Some more links coming out right now. Let's check map vision. How much of the map can he actually see? All right, so he just lost that watchtower. I'm sure the Hellions will come over here and try to reclaim this one as well.
And, you know, this is interesting. We actually have VortiX going straight up into Infestation Pit. He does have his 2-2 in Baneling speed, as well as +1 for Mutas on the way, making a lot of lings as well. But by doing that, he can't make quite as many Banes, so any attacks he's doing, of course, will not be all in.
All right, here come the Mutas coming in here now. They're going to hit the SCVs. Stim, but a forced stim. And now wiping out these Marines.
Nice
Can't
micro.
bluff with that.
And they are going to have to run away. Some more Marines out here being stemmed, and the Muta's going to have to turn. Going into the main base, starting to do some harassment. VortiX doing a great job targeting down Banshees, hitting anything he can, and he hasn't lost any Mutas left yet.
He's continuing to hit these SCVs. The Lings now spilling in.
He's going to go ahead and surround this really well-placed bunker. The SCVs, though, trying to repair one at a time. Looks like he will be able to take it out. VortiX's harassment starting to work.
And it looks like he's just going to give this up. In fact, he can't even save this Artosis. Guys, VortiX is playing amazingly. MVP in a lot of trouble.
That's right, but that that orbital not quite going to die. He is going to save it with a nice stim. Did lose some mutas in there as well, but the hive has already started. That is such a quick hive. And the fourth hatchery going down. So VortiX is keeping MVP busy, dealing a little bit of damage, and doing his normal thing, teching up to those scary broodlords.
Yep, and when those broods come out, remember, it's a short trip over to the base. If VortiX keeps up with the creep tumors spreading out here, he's going to have an easy little highway all the way down there, which is going to be very nice. We do have the sensor tower here, just on the outskirts. So he'll be able to see when the broodlords do come, and that's really important. You want to know if you need to be in siege mode or not.
Yeah. And you know, right now he's just flying his mutas around inside of the sensor tower range. And he's already tricked MVP into stimming once. So he's just messing around with those 5 mutas that aren't really that helpful right now. They're just basically going to be around for killing drop ships, for drops that he catches.
All right, here comes the medevac now. And, you know, he can land down here. We do see a lot of Terran players. What they'll do is they'll just drop over here in this region, stim, and then rush right up here and start gunning down all these drones.
Well, we just had 8 infestors pop out. Tasteless, the Ultralisk Cavern on the way. No greater Spire, though, so it looks like that is the tech choice that he has chosen here. And will this drop do any damage from MVP? He hasn't been able to really do any harassment this game, aside from those early drone kills.
Now we have the Banelings coming in here, and it's very smart of him. He waited until the last second to make those Banelings. They make so fast, you can basically make them in real time almost. You always get them out before they manage to get there.
And he's actually just going to move out for now. There's only a couple siege tanks here. And look at that beautiful fungal growth on the medevacs. And his mutas will pick off every single one.
All right, and he's doing a lot of damage over to this base. MVP does not manage to take out that expansion. Meanwhile, up here in the main, MVP unleashing everywhere.
Yes, he certainly is, but VortiX is on top of it, moving a lot of his drones. Not quite all, but really minimizing damage while maximizing the use of his units. But MVP, he's going to be attacking the fourth while he realizes all of VortiX's units are up at the north.
But we got a push coming in over here. He needs to get this expansion. Right now, we have some Ultralisks on the way, but they're not out yet. They may be coming, okay, they will be coming out of these eggs here, which is really good.
The Adrenal upgrade is about to finish Tasteless, and he has a ton of lings. Can he clean up this army before he loses his hatch? Here we go, charging forward. The Ultralisk taken out in a matter of seconds. The Zerglings and the Fungals just killing everything.
Meanwhile, the hatchery over here is taken out. It's 4 base to 3 base right now, but MVP is about to claim that new one over here. We will see. I think actually VortiX can just go south and actually hit this base, and there's really nothing that MVP can do. And I think MVP knows that, and that's exactly why he's flying around with this medevac trying to do drops wherever he possibly can.
Well, those mutas still alive, going to help to take care of that. Clean up these Marines and then target that down. MVP is in a lot of trouble, Tasteless. It is a maxed out VortiX against a 140 MVP, and VortiX still has 4 bases.
All right, MVP not looking too good right now. He needs to defend for quite a long period of time. And I would not be shocked if we see, oh, hold that thought. Banshee's coming here, taking out a lot of drones.
Yeah, he's going to target down as much as he can. We're going to have to see a fungal on there so the mutas can actually clean these up. And bam, down it goes. The Banshee's being picked off, and 3-3 is about to finish for VortiX. We still have a little bit of time before 3-3 will actually be done for MVP, so he's going to have a nice timing in there to do some damage.
All right, we'll see. Is VortiX going to attack? I think if he's going to attack at any point in time, this should be the moment. It's a planetary, and there aren't, well, excuse me, yeah, now I see there are SCVs there, so he can defend it.
His chitinous plating is about to finish. He started the Greater Spire knowing that he may have to switch tech after this Ultralisk attack. MVP right now in a super defensive position.
All right, we got a lot of Banelings coming in here. He could actually attack over here as well. I mean, you see the tanks are all in siege mode. Basically, the entire army is over here. And by the way, MVP now maxing out.
Well, it looks like he is going to hit this planetary, Tasteless. Does he have enough to actually take it out? MVP has a ton of tanks on the high ground. Oh my god, they are massacring all the Banelings and Infestors. Some nice fungals going down, but he lost everything there.
But he's also targeting down the planetary, and it does go down. And what he needs to do now is retreat and remake a ton of lings. He's already doing that here. You can see 30 on the way.
You know, if those Infestors and Banelings weren't so close to the edge, if they hadn't all died to a few siege tank volleys, VortiX would be so far ahead, I'd call it impossible for MVP to come back. But as is still a very close game, and we're about to have some Broodlords.
All right, he's coming out here now. Scanning, he wants to make sure he's going to be in siege mode if he has to be.
VortiX trying to figure out what to do. He's trying to take his 5th base once again, but that area, I don't think there's any way for him to hold it. He would be much better off expanding to the top left of the map. And when these siege tanks start firing on him, I think he's going to figure that out.
All right, we do have the Corruptors over here. Is this a drone? No, excuse me, that's as early, and I thought he might be expanding again after you made that point, Artosis. This will probably be forced to cancel.
Every time MVP sends some units down here, the tanks are doing so much damage to VortiX's army. He really needs to back up and wait for these broods, but he doesn't want to have a forced cancel here. So he is taking a ton of damage to his ground army, but the Broodlords are about to finish.
All right, the Broodlords are on the way now. Once he gets those Broodlords out, he can drive away these tanks. MVP really wants to get this expansion. I don't think he's going to get it, though.
VortiX has decided that, Tasteless. He is sacrificing so much to keep that hatchery going. He knows that he needs that extra income to really support a lot of Broodlords. He doesn't care about his ground army anymore.
Scanning, he sees the Broodlords are coming, and he's going to have to run out of here, but a lot of these Lings can come in here and trap the tanks.
Ooh, nice move here by VortiX, forcing him back. Can he kill off the rest of this army? It's mostly just Marines and Marauders. Uh-oh, but they are going to stim up and target down the Broodlords.
Meanwhile, a drop over here hitting this hatchery. MVP everywhere.
Uh-oh, the whole army of VortiX being absolutely destroyed here. MVP doing a great job on multiple fronts, even killing that other hatchery.
All right, this hatchery over here is still remaining intact. He does get that last Ultralisk here. Wow, look at that. In the course of about a minute, the supplies, they're both maxed out. It's now 141 for MVP, 120 for VortiX. MVP playing very well.
Yeah, you know, he's really caught up. VortiX, he is in trouble at this point. He's basically mining from one location because this base is about to die.
All right, here he comes now. Stimming, is he going to get this hatch? If he gets this hatch, actually, that can be a game changer right now. He's continuing to engage these Lings, confident that his upgrades are going to have to win that fight now. Targeting down the hatch.
Looks like he just barely will save that.
Meanwhile, another drop over here. Oh my God, dude, if he gets the pool, that's going to be a disaster. No more Lings. He needs Lings more than anything else right now.
Well, he's coming with some Broodlords to try to clean him up. A nice transfusion and will save that spawning pool. But MVP, he's mining from additional bases. He's got a planetary down again. He's going to land a command center at his 5th. And VortiX is on the ropes right now. He's going to have a miracle.
All right, he is about to get this hatch over here too. Did everything just fall apart for VortiX? This is getting worse and worse.
This is a pretty rough position to be in. How can he actually come back at this point? It has to be the most cost-efficient Broodlord push we have ever seen, or he is going to lose in this tournament.
So it's all up to this Broodlord push now. Oh, and by the way, meanwhile, these Marauders hitting what could be this hatchery very soon here, or the drones. Elsewhere on the map, VortiX geared up. This absolutely has to work, or VortiX is dead. Yeah,
this is his last-ditch effort. The Marauders even still bugging him really, really badly. And now we do have it. This could be the end of this game. There's so many Marines coming up, stimming, targeting everything down so that his Vikings can actually get in there and kill off the Broodlords. VortiX is just about dead, Tasteless. I think we're going to have MVP in the finals.
Yeah, MVP still having these Marauders over here. He's going to take out the spawning pool, which might be the nail in the coffin, as there's only 18 more Zerglings on the way. My God, what a close game. Meanwhile, this base up here, yeah, I think you're right, Artosis. I don't think there's anything really that VortiX can do. GG, well played, and good luck in the finals.
And MVP does advance with a very good score, 3-1. And I got to say, Tasteless, I feel like if VortiX had not sacrificed so many units trying to defend that 5th while it was morphing in, just let that go, got his Broodlords with the rest of his army, and took maybe the top left, that game would have gone completely differently.
I think you're right, Artosis. That was a tough call, though. Guys, VortiX played really well. I can't wait to see more of this guy in future tournaments. But we are going to have a TVZ Finals. MVP and Nurcio. Wow.
That's going to be pretty sick, man.
Yeah.
Nurcio has made a living killing MVP's teammates lately, killing Younghwa in that home story cup that he took home. And now he's against MVP. Can MVP revenge his teammate?
Avenge him? I think he possibly could. We're going to see, though. Okay, so your predictions for the finals.
That one's hard. You know, VortiX, that's a player that has a much more stylistic play, in my opinion, than Nurchio does. So MVP could really study him a bit more, and I think that's really what MVP focused on. So he doesn't have a lot of time to figure out exactly what he should do against Nurchio. Nurchio, MVP, Nurchio. I don't know, Tasis, what do you think?
I think MVP. I think it's like a 3-2, maybe. But, you know, Nurchio, actually all these Zergs today, these non-Korean Zergs are really blowing me away.
Look, I think it's going to go to the full 7 games.
Full 7?
Yeah, I think it's going to go to the full 7.
Yeah,
it's going to be a tough one, man. This is going to take a long time to finish this finals.
It's going to be pretty epic. I cannot wait. You know, it would be nice for a change to see somebody like Nurchio come out on top. You know, MVP, if he wins this here, he just continues his legacy of dominating in every single StarCraft 2 event. Yeah. I don't know. Well, are we ready at the analysis desk? Oh, excuse me. Are we ready at the interview? Nope. All right. We are not ready for the interview yet, but when we have that ready,
I tell you what,
pitch that over there.
Nurchio, if he beats MVP, we're going to have to get him to Korea somehow, man, because...
I know, we're going to have to kidnap him.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's what we'll do.
That's the only way.
We'll put him in our luggage. We open it up. Then
we're going to get in trouble because we didn't check off the human in bag at the customs or something.
Yeah, they're going to charge us like $1,000 to get him through.
You got to pay a fine.
Yeah. I hate it when that happens.
It's tough. Well, guys, once we have the interview ready, we're going to go ahead and throw that up there. I believe we're just looking for the translator, but when we have that, I'm curious, you know, what MVP's thoughts are on Nurchio. You know, you have to think that with these guys, these heavy hitters, we had the GSL champions down here. We had MC, we had Nesty, we obviously still have MVP coming down here, and so many of them losing to non-Koreans.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man, the Europeans have really caught up. The non-Koreans overall have really caught up in a big way. Not all of them, but there's some that can absolutely do it, and they are showing that. Will Nurchio continue to, though?
We will find out soon. I believe that interview is ready. So, Jarrett, take it away.
LG IEM MVP. You just make it look so easy, man. You are too good. How are you feeling right now? Are your wrists okay?
기분 어떤지 그리고 팔목 어떤지.
기분은 괜찮고 손목은 그렇게 좋은 상태는 아니고요. 그냥 일단 결승에 가게 돼서 굉장히 기분 좋아요.
Well, first of all, he feels good right now. And his wrist doesn't feel perfect, but it's still okay. And he's really happy that he made it to the finals.
What did you think of your opponent's play? And were you familiar with him before the tournament?
VortiX? VortiX 어떻게 생각하는지, 그 전에 플레이 스타일 어떤지, 실력도 어떤지.
VortiX요?
VortiX, 지금 한 선수.
이번에 처음 만난 건데 대회에서 굉장히 잘하시는 분 같고 제가 운이 좋아서 이길 수 있었던 것 같아요.
Well, he played really, really good, and he thinks himself that he got kind of lucky. That's why he won.
And any thoughts on your opponent in the finals and maybe a prediction?
너 네아치랑 하는 거, 네아치 어떻게 생각하는지, 그리고 몇 대 몇 이길 수 있는지, 몇 대 몇으로 이길까?
6판 3선이요?
It's best of 5, right?
Best of 7.
아니,
7?
No, 7.
일단 너초 선수랑 처음 만나서 어떻게 될지는 잘 모르겠고 우승한다면 한 4대2 정도로 우승할 것 같아요.
너가 4대2?
네, 제가 4.
Well, he doesn't know Nacho that well because it's going to be his first time when he's going to play him. But if he's going to win, then it's going to be around 4-2.
4-2. Do you have a message for all of your fans? Maybe
말씀할 거 있는지 팬분들한테.
응원해 주셔서 감사하고 결승전에도 응원 많이 해주셨으면 좋겠어요.
Well, first of all, obviously he's thankful for all the support that he gets, and he asked for more for the finals to get more support and more cheering for him.
Yeah. I think you just made a lot of people on Team Liquid very, very happy. Thank you very much. Very well won. Good luck in the final.